As we take a look at the last 4 years of a president who was never far away from his Twitter account. How can you not be on Twitter, Tim? Twitter's amazing. It's like a huge library where you can read any book, any newspaper, anything you like, but as you wander around, everyone else in the library is shouting wanker or Nazi at you as you walk past. It won't be the same without him, you know? I'm really going to miss him. Like a drunk uncle who's abusive and hilarious in equal measure. You know, one that forces you to sit on his lap and he's definitely getting off on it and it's vile, but you can't help but laugh at how small his boner actually is. Like he's got a mini travel roll-on deodorant in his pants. Banning Trump, I don't know, Tim. I don't know what I think. Trump has continuously used the platform to incite hatred and division and to spout lies, which this week boiled over into a fucking coup against America's democracy. And as that insurrection was taking place, he used Twitter to legitimize those taking part. In that context, fair enough, I guess. You were warned, get the fuck off my platform. But I don't know what I think. Some are screaming that if you don't think it's terrible he's been banned, then you don't know your history and you don't know the value of free speech. And others are screaming that if you're not jumping for joy, then you're probably a far-right apologist. What do I think? I think it's possible to be somewhere in between. Like most things, it's more complex than that. What do I think? I think if you hang a despot, they become a martyr. My point, it plays directly into his hands. By banning him, you have moved the conversation from his almost universal condemnation to his supporters and him being able to claim victimhood. It's moved the goalposts at a moment when he was finally up against the ropes, which is a mixture of two sporting analogies and as such probably doesn't work as an analogy. My point is, I think in a week where finally he looked defeated, you have emboldened him and his supporters and those that use free speech as a cover for shitty behaviour and those that think there is a far-left conspiracy to silence dissenting voices. You have made them angrier and more determined at a moment where everyone surely needs to calm the fuck down. I think this was the worst possible time to ban Trump from Twitter, when he had finally, truly lost the presidency, not just in law, but in the hearts and minds of most Americans. I think this is a win for Trump. I also think it won't work. Out of sight, out of mind, eh? Well, yeah, good luck with that. Personally, I like Trump where I can see him, in plain sight, not on some self-made QAnon far-right platform where most of us wouldn't be seen dead, so that the next Trump that comes along, we won't see him coming. But mainly, I think getting rid of him divides rather than heals, them and us. I think it will achieve the opposite of what we want. It will backfire. It will breed the next Twitter, which this time round will have a right-wing bent and have Trump as its mascot, and it will become more and more powerful. Them and us. We'll have our Twitter and they'll have theirs, and never the twain shall meet. And there'll be no discourse, no discussion, just everyone hearing what they want to hear, which makes life much more pleasant. But ultimately, it's how we ended up with Trump in the first place. That's what I think. But what the fuck do I know? Well, many will say this couldn't have come quickly enough, but for some, this sets a dangerous precedent.